This is a presentation of Magnitude Sports. And now, the cameras are ready, the headset is on, it's game time.
Hi, hello, and welcome back to Cheyenne High School here at West Fargo, North Dakota, here on Magnitude Sports. My name is Eric Tiongson, proud to present to you the first round of EDC softball action here between the number 3 seed, the hosts, the Cheyenne Mustangs, hosting the Grand Forks Central Knights, the number 6 seed. You may notice here, 5:06 right now, our current time, and you can see warm-up still underway. The reason for that actually wasn't me this time, though the one was late. It was Grand Forks Central that was battling up to 30-mile-per-hour gusts, according to their Twitter, and very low visibility on their drive here. They ended up being a little bit later than they had expected to be, arriving to the diamond, and umpires and Cheyenne gracious enough, I guess. I mean, not gracious. I don't know exact procedure for that, but allowed to get a little bit of warm-up in. So first pitch, originally scheduled for 5 o'clock, going to be pushed back to 5:15 as we finish up some of our warm-ups here. But that'll give us a little chance to go over starting lineups as well as just go over a few things to watch out for in this game. Taking a look at the two starting lineups, starting off with the Grand Forks Central Knights, the road team first. Morgan Tabili is going to be batting the leadoff at third base. In the number 2 hole, Ramsey Patron, she'll be in right field. Batting third is Brooklyn Ramsey at second base. Batting cleanup will be Paige Carlson at shortstop. Batting fifth will be the center fielder Haley Garreau. Jillian Pokerbeck will be the DH, batting number 6. Reagan Fontaine will be in the circle today for the Central Knights. She'll be batting 7th. Batting 8th will be Sadie Hillman. She'll make up the other half of the battery at the catcher spot. Madeline Stangle will be the number 9 hitter. She'll be at first base. And then the flex player out in left field, that'll be Quinn Thompson for Grand Forks Central. And for the Mustangs, Kyron Aram going to be leading off as well as pitching. Lexie Bird at first base, batting second. Maddie Bucher batting third at third. Kate Geisler batting fourth at second base. Caitlin Cease in center field batting fifth. In left field batting sixth is Zaria Anderson. Morgan Hogan going to be batting 7th in right field. Kayla Sailor going to be DHing today for the Mustangs. She'll be batting 8th. Batting 9th, Mckenna Alexander. And then the DP, Addie Rolstead. Or excuse me, not the DP, actually the flex. So I guess the opposite of a DP, if you will. But she'll be at catcher, the freshman, number 20. About 7 minutes, give or take, here from game time in this EDC matchup. West Fargo, Cheyenne, I believe, double checked this earlier, but looking at their previous timeout, they had a big matchup with West Fargo, and they came away with a victory in both of those, actually. 6-4 the win in the first one, and then 16-10 offensive fireworks in the second. So they're riding high coming into EDC, and I'll pull up the recent results for the Central Knights here. We actually had the Central Knights here on Magnitude Sports during midseason madness. Brought coverage of a couple of games of theirs in that tournament, if you remember, about a couple weeks ago in a similarly windy evening of softball. Website's taking a while to load here. But some recent results here for Grand Forks Central as they head into this one. They lost 8-0 against Valley City, that one taking place on May 20th. And their previous game before that was a 16-1 victory, that one over the Devil's Lake Firebirds at Apollo Field. So a little bit of mixed results there for the Central Knights, who come into this game as the 6th seed. But as we've seen, they also scored 22 runs against Williston in midseason Madness All-Star. So this is a streaky team based off the looks of it. I actually I think Mike was on the call for the Williston one, but this is a team that it looks like when they're on, they've got some hot bats and can really tack on some runs. They'll have a tall task against Kyra Narum here today, who, if you recall correctly, Narum actually threw a no-hitter first game of the season for the Mustangs, and now she'll start the first game of the postseason for the Mustangs, and I have to imagine Cheyenne would be more than happy with a similar effort from her. We're going to take a quick break, though, get a few words from your sponsors. When we come back, we'll bring you the opening action here from Cheyenne High School. Don't go anywhere. We've got EDC softball on our hands here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
You didn't like the call? Please remember the officials on the court and the field have the best view of the action as it happens. More officials are needed. People like you. Stay connected to the game you love. Contact the NDHSAA, MSHSL, or your local high school to find out how to become an official. This message courtesy of Magnitude Sports.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Davies working left to right. They set up Van Dam with the two-hand slam off the alley-oop. Give the assist to Cole Haynes.
Did you miss any part of this live game broadcast? Not to worry. Magnitude's DVR feature puts instant replay instantly into your hands. Revisit a big player score, watch a delayed version of this game, and then click live at any time to return to the live broadcast. Now you don't have to miss the game-winning buzzer beater, your son's 79-yard touchdown run, or your daughter's set-sealing ace serve. Thanks for watching Magnitude Sports.
Outside Satter. Step back three, number 12. He got it! 7 in the first half and 5 so far here in the second half.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Cheyenne High School here at the softball diamond. They're about ready to get opening action underway here in EDC round 1 between the Mustangs and the Knights. For those of you just joining, just a quick update for the reason that first pitch has not been thrown yet. Time now currently 5:13. Grand Forks Central had a little bit of difficulty getting here. The extreme wind as well as dirt, dust, and all that good stuff blowing around made for very tough driving conditions. If you go look on their Twitter page, I believe they posted about maybe an hour or so ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, but currently battling winds up to 30-mile-per-hour gusts and very low visibility. They ended up arriving here at, say, maybe 4:45, 4:50, and then got a chance to warm up a little bit. So first pitch got pushed back to 5:15. As you can see now, coaches and umpires having their usual pregame meeting around the plate as they'll probably go over lineups amongst other things. But we're about ready to get underway here. You haven't missed anything if you're just joining us, as once again, first pitch scheduled for 5:14. Infield was taken by the Knights not that long ago, and looks like maybe Cheyenne might not take infield. Of course, they had ample of time to warm up prior as well, as they were just kind of hanging around a little bit and first wondering where the heck Central was. Central did a good job keeping everyone posted, however, with the updates, and we certainly appreciate them tagging us on Twitter as well with that update, as it was nice. We were able to see it right away and get the message in, and hopefully each and every one of you, or at least I can't say each and every one of you because I'm sure there'll be more people joining later, but get as many of our viewers here caught up to speed as possible, as of course I can imagine might be a confusing situation you hear all day leading up to the game. First pitch 5, first pitch at 5, first pitch at 5, and then you go and look, nothing's up there. And of course, I know I've had I won't say my fair share, but there have been a few times where I might have gotten the stream up maybe a little bit later than I wanted to, but fortunately this is not one of those times here, and it looks like players are now coming out of their dugout. And Cheyenne's already lined up on the foul line, or not on the foul line, but near the foul line. Well, Grand Forks Central, a lot closer to the foul line. Of course, that always makes me think of one of my favorite superstitions in this game, is that you're not supposed to walk on that foul line. It was something that I was told
ladies and gentlemen,
maybe
welcome
back when
to
I was
today's EDC
10,
first round softball game between the
that's enough of that. I'll send that down now
Central
to our
Knights
PA announcer, and he'll
and
get
the
introductions and
Cheyenne
starting
Mustangs.
lineups here for this ball game.
We extend a special welcome to our guests from Grand Forks. The contest between the Knights and Mustangs will be played under the strictest code of good sportsmanship. The North Dakota High School Activities Association, the Eastern Dakota Conference, and school administration encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask that you cheer for your team and be respectful of the opponent. As high school student athletes and representatives of their communities, the Mustangs and Knights are committed to fair play, responsibility, and respect. They invite you to support their effort. Together, let us all help create an environment for high school competition that we can be proud of. For your safety, we remind you to be aware of fall balls. And now for the introductions of today's starters and coaches. First, for the visiting Grand Forks Central Knights. Leading off and playing third base, number 6, Morgan Tobelius. Playing right field, number 4, Ramsey Petron. Playing second base, number 10, Brooklyn Ramsey. Playing shortstop, number 2, Paige Carlson. In center field, number 1, Haley Giroux. Designated player number 9, Jillian Pokerbeck. Pitching number 8, Reagan Fontaine. Catching number 18, Sadie Hillman. At first base, number 16, Madeline Stangle. And in left field in the flex, number 14, Aspen Thompson. Head coach for the Knights is Brittany Baker. Assistant coaches, Heather Chatham, Casey Klassen, and Brooke Lawson. And now for your Sheyenne Mustangs. Leading off, the sophomore, pitching, number 3, Kyra Nurum. Playing first base, a senior, number 8, Alexis Bird. Playing third base, a senior, number 15, Maddie Bucher. Playing second base, number 4, a freshman, Kate Geisler. In center field, a senior, number 6, Caitlin Sees. In left field, number 16, a senior, Zaria Anderson. In right field, a senior, number 14, Morgan Hogan. Designated player, a senior, number 21, Kayla Sailor. At shortstop, a freshman, number 7, Mckenna Alexander. The flexing catching, a freshman, number 20, Addie Rolstad. Head coach for the Mustangs is Mark Woodbury. Assistant coaches Jason Balvick, Brooke Gold, and Kate Woodbury. Umpires for tonight's game are registered by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and have been selected for their demonstrated ability to officiate. The umpires for tonight's contest are John Shorter and Jim Rickles. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you stand if you are able.
We will take a quick break and be right back with the opening pitch right after this on Magnitude Sports.
With the playing of our national.
You simply click and order. We decorate and deliver. GoPromo is the area's premier provider for easy-to-use online team stores with screen-printed, embroidered, and promotional products. From your computer screen to the bleachers, and from the boardroom to the field, just go promo. Visit justgopromo.com.
You can capture the moments and memories of this game and all of our past sports broadcasts on DVD. It makes a great gift for a parent, relative, son, or daughter. Please allow 1 to 2 weeks for standard delivery. Place your order now, quickly and easily at msportsnet.com/DVD.
Alrighty, and just like that, we're back. You can see Narum out in the circle getting a few warm-up pitches. About ready to get underway here. Local time 5:21 as we'll take you getting ready for the top of the first inning. Due up is going to be Tibelius, Petron, and Ramsey. Those are the three due up for Grand Forks Central to start things off. Should they bat further on in that lineup after Ramsey, it would be Paige Carlson, Haley Giroux, Jillian Pokerbeck, Reagan Fontaine, Sadie Hillman, Maddie
the official
Stangle,
sports medicine team for West Fargo Athletics.
and of course
Your
the
certified
starting
athletic
nine
trainer is
for the
Tessa Martin.
Mustangs: Kyron Aram, Lexie Bird, Maddie Bucher, Kate Geisler, Caitlin Cease, Zaria Anderson, Morgan Hogan, Kayla Sailor, Mckenna Alexander, and then Rolstead, the flex at catcher. Wind died down a little bit as it's been settling into a nicer evening here for softball. Of course, any of you guys that really have working ears or eyes in the Fargo-Moorhead area might have noticed just how windy it was today here, as seem to be talking about that a lot on these broadcasts. It's been a windy spring, to say the least, and I was talking earlier,
third baseman Morgan
people are saying, no, normally it's usually like this maybe in April, not so much in May, but here we are in May with gusts of wind enough to slow down the team bus, but it's not going to slow them down completely as Tibelius will dig in, and we're about ready to get underway here. First pitch of round one of EDC is hit hard towards Bucher. Bucher can't quite snag it, and Tibelius is going to get a nice start going here for the Knights as she reaches first on the first pitch of the game.
Up next, the right fielder, Ramsey Petron.
Ramsey Petron will settle up next, as looks like that one ruled as an error officially. So the error puts Tibelius on first. Here's Ramsey Petron. And looks like Coach Woodbury will have a quick word with the umpire at first. We'll sort something out. Not 100% sure what is transpiring out on the diamond. But it looks like we're ready to get back to softball now. Narum from the windup. First pitch is in there for a ball as Tibelius looked like she was about to take off, but ends up holding back. 1-0 the count here to Petron. Here's the 1-0. That one going to be fouled off as Tibelius did take off that time. So maybe tipping her hand a little bit, although it certainly looked like she was about ready to take off on that first pitch. Count now even. And Tibelius, the runner to at first, and the runner to watch at first. Narum's pitch is inside for a ball, 2-1. You can really notice there's little something extra in the atmosphere here today. You know it's postseason time. You can hear the chatter between the two dugouts. As a bunt is shown, that one gonna get past Rolstead, sliding in head first is Tibelius, and she'll reach second on that pass ball. 3-1 the count, and the Knights have a runner in scoring position. And a big pitch upcoming here to Ramsey Petron. And that big pitch is hit over the head of Geisler. That's going to drop for a base hit, and rounding third and then pulling back. Heading off to second will be Petron, and Petron will get in standing up.
Up next, the second baseman, Brooklyn Ramsey.
So Petron heads to second on the held off throw, if you will. That puts runners on second and third. A great start here for Central. Petron at second, Tibelius at third. And here's Brooklyn Ramsey. Ramsey hits that one hard, and that one's getting through the hole. Base hit. One run will score. And rounding third is Petron. Petron gets in safely. It's a 2-run single for Ramsey. Ramsey trying to stretch it, and she's out at second. Well, there's a lot to unpack from that right there. It's going to be 2 runs that come across the plate for the Knights. They'll take a 2-0
next,
lead.
number 2, Paige Carlson.
Ramsey tried to stretch it into an extra base right there. She gets tagged out. So that'll be your first out of the inning. Paige Carlson due up. They'll trade 2 runs for now empty bases. Carlson takes the first pitch for ball 1. You got the feeling that this is going to be one of those games. I mentioned really a few batters ago that something extra in that atmosphere. You can see when I get a chance, I'll quick pan over now. Maybe not the greatest shot right there thanks to the window, but few extra fans here in the crowd tonight. Just means all that much more when it's win or go home. That's the stakes here in EDC softball, though I suppose probably terms and conditions to that as far as state qualifying goes, but I'm an announcer. It's my job to try and blow these things up as much as I can. That pitch in there for strike 1 to make the count 2-1. Two-1 to Carlson is popped up high. And Rolstead heading over. Rolstead can't quite make the play. There's cries for interference as Giroux, who is in the on-deck circle, was maybe a little bit in the way right there. So a little bit of controversy, and here comes Coach Woodbury. Would not be these kind of games without a little bit of extra something in it. And that is a tough call right there. I mean, certainly from the point of view of the hitter, you're in that on-deck circle. It's exactly where you're marked, and that ball can certainly be hard to pick out in the sky. Hard to tell exactly where it is and if you need to get out of the way or not. It looks like I believe umpire just waved that off, so it will be a 2-2 count. To Carlson. That one going to be popped up in fair territory. Heading over that to Hogan, and Hogan makes the catch. There's your second out of the inning.
Now batting the center fielder, Haley Giroux.
Haley Giroux due up next, and she'll try and keep this inning alive. So I guess if you're the Mustangs, you say ball don't lie right there, as they end up getting the catch for the out anyways. And not much changes. 2 down with no one on for Giroux. Giroux pops that one up high. And that one will drop. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication right there. It was a triangle between, looked to be Narum, Geisler, and Bucher.
Up next, the designated player, Jillian Pokerbeck.
Sinking into that triangle like a ship in the triangle of the Bermuda variety. That'll put Giroux on first. Jillian Pokerbeck due up next. She's got 1 on with 2 down. And she'll take the first pitch for strike one. Pokerbeck, the DP, DH, whatever you want to call it today. She will be a hitter only, at least for the time being. And that one is going to be hit through the hole. That one getting past Geisler. Line shot as Giroux heads over to third, and Giroux will get in there safely. Pokerbeck sliding into second. And this great inning for the Knights continues.
Now batting the pitcher, Reagan Fontaine.
Reagan Fontaine, the pitcher, up next, and she's got 2 runners in scoring position with 2 down, and a big at-bat upcoming right here. You have to imagine the Knights are going to want to strike while the iron is hot right here. With 2 down, I won't say it's all or nothing in this inning, but hit could go a long way, and an out would end it as that one comes in for strike one. You have to imagine a base hit potentially double their lead right here, and in a game like this, that could certainly go a long way. 0-1 the count to Fontaine. And she'll take that one high for a ball. Count now even. Well, the lungs of the Central Knights dugout going to be tested here today, as they have not stopped roaring since the first pitch. That pitch comes in low for a ball. 2-1. You have to imagine that is going to be the scene all evening long here at Cheyenne High School. And you have to imagine that the Mustangs will try and match that with cries of their own. That one going to be popped up high. Should be playable for Geisler. And Geisler puts the squeeze on it. That'll end the inning. But it was a very productive first inning here for Grand Forks Central. They tack home 2 runs on 2 hits. 3 hits, excuse me, and 2 errors. 2-0 your score here in the top of the first. The Knights leading the Mustangs here on Magnitude Sports. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first right after this.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
Alrighty, welcome back here on Magnitude Sports. Your score, 2-0, Grand Forks Central leading West Fargo Cheyenne. 3 hits for the Knights in the first inning, as well as 2 errors. Don't know why that still says 1. Get that change there. But that's been the top of the first inning. It was an eventful one, to say the least, as we saw maybe cries for an interference. We saw a runner tagged out at second, trying to stretch her single into something a little bit more. And we saw a few adventures out on the field, a few well-hit balls. And that's just the top of the first, as the Mustangs will try and answer off with some action of their own. It's going to be Kyra Narum, Lexie Bird, and Maddie Bucher. The usual suspects at the top of the order for Cheyenne. Those are the 3 due up. And they'll look to kickstart a strong answer right here. We've seen it before, certainly. West Fargo Cheyenne, when they go down, even in the first inning, a lot of times it does not take long for them to strike right back. I think back to the game that they played against Davies, actually both of their games against Davies here at Cheyenne a couple weeks ago. Davies got off to strong starts in both of those games. I believe it was 3 and 4 run first innings respectively.
Leading off for the Mustangs, the pitcher,
and by about the second inning, Cheyenne had gotten the lead back in both of those games. So we shall see if that is the case here today, but they're going to have to go against Reagan Fontaine in the circle. It'll be her task to try and preserve this lead all game long for the Knights. Pitcher v. pitcher to start things off, as Narum will take the first pitch for ball 1. Don't know why I almost said strike. Umpire gave no indication of lifting his arm right there. So 1-0 the count here to Narum, the sophomore. And the 1-0 is hit hard but foul, and nearly taking off the head of the coach down the third baseline right there, as he had to duck to get out of the way of that one. That'll even up the count and maybe raise the heart rate of, I believe that might be Coach Woodbury out there. (1-1) to Narum. Narum hits that one hard. That one's getting past Tibelius. And Narum will round first and hold up. She's off to a great start. A leadoff single for Kyra
next
Narum.
up, first baseman Lexie Bird.
Lexie Burke up next. Burke at first base. It's usually one or the other that pitches and one or the other that plays first base. Of course, talking about Narum and
Courtesy
Burke.
running number 1, Quinn Thompson.
Quinn Thompson will come in as a courtesy runner for Narum. That probably makes sense given that Narum is the starting pitcher. We'll have to keep her alert and ready at all times to go back out into the circle. So Thompson now the runner at first as Burke takes the first pitch for ball 1. But Burke, your typical either pitcher or first baseman, she's at first today for the Mustangs. And pitch number 2 to the senior comes in for a ball. Catcher Hillman firing back over to first, trying to pick off Thompson maybe. Thompson sliding back in safely. Looked like for a moment they might have been onto something, but just couldn't quite nab her. 2-0 the count. That one going to be grounded and playable, picking it. Can't quite get the runner at second. Thompson's in there safely. Brooklyn Ramsey, however, an impressive diving stop to
next
even
up, third
prevent it
baseman
from getting
Maddie
through the
Bucher.
infield. That'll limit the runners as that'll go down as a single and put runners on first and second. And a play like that sort of reminds me of Wii baseball when the player will make the diving stop and the crowd goes, wow. A lot of times not even for an out, but just preventing the runner from advancing. I think as weird of a comparison as that might be, I think that holds up right there as that'll prevent Thompson from going to third. First pitch into Bucher, that's a ball, so the count is 1-0 to the slugging third baseman. And she'll take the second pitch for a strike to even up the count. The 1-1, and that one inside and a little too inside as that'll hit Bucher and load the bases in the process. And Bucher tossing her bat to the side with a little bit of extra muster.
Kate Geisler.
That'll load the bases for Kate Geisler. Still 0 outs here for the Mustangs. So like I was talking about leading into this half inning, Mustangs usually answer back pretty quickly, and they've got a great chance to do so right here with the bases juiced. First pitch to Geisler is low for ball 1. Geisler, then Cease and Anderson on deck and in the hole respectively. It's that top and heart of the lineup that does oh so much damage here for the Mustangs. That's been the story of their season throughout. Geisler fouls that one off to even up the count. And it looked like she might have just got the end of the bat on that one, as the ball took maybe not a weird angle, but sounded like solid contact and the timing was right, but just maybe catching that end of the bat instead of the sweet spot. She'll foul that one off as well, and probably a little extra fortunate for the Knights that that one was fouled off, as runners can't advance as the ball got past. Now a 1-2 count. Geisler will look to avoid striking out right here. Geisler strikes out swinging. There's your first out of the inning, and that's a big-time strikeout from Fontaine.
Now batting the center fielder, Caitlin Cease.
Caitlin Cease up next, and although maybe not likely, you got to be careful about not hitting into a double play right here. With no down, really any ball in play is going to make a tough situation for the infield, but now they can try and turn two, or at the very least be more comfortable getting the lead runner, but that's not going to matter as Cease will get hit by a pitch. So the second HBP here for Fontaine in the first inning, and that one's going to cost them a run. It's 2-1 here. The Mustangs cutting into the lead.
Now batting the left fielder, Zaria Anderson.
Zaria Anderson will settle in with the bases loaded. Cease at first, Bucher at second, Burke at third. Those are your base runners as Thompson scores on the hit by pitch. And that one hit hard. They have a chance to get the lead runner at home, and they can't. Hillman can't put the squeeze on it. Burke scores, Bucher will score, and the Mustangs take the lead 3-2. So I guess if you really want to get technical, count that as a 2-run fielder's choice right there.
Next, the right fielder, Morgan Hogan.
That'll score 2 of the runners. So runners on second and third now here for Morgan Haugen. And Haugen hits that one hard and into the gap. That one's going to drop, and that'll score 2 runs as it goes off the wall. Haugen over to second, and she gets in safely. 2-run double for Morgan Haugen, and it's 5-2. The Mustangs jumping out on top over the Knights.
Up next, the designated player, Kayla
Well, it
Sailor.
certainly didn't take long as the Mustangs come stampeding back. They've tacked home a few more runs, and now they go from being down 2 to up 3. Kayla Sailor, the senior, up next, and she's got Haugen at second with 1 down. And that one will hit her. So Sailor will take her base on the 3rd hit by pitch of the inning. And
up next, the
maybe a
shortstop,
painful but
Mckenna
productive
Alexander.
first inning here for the Mustangs. Mckenna Alexander will go over and talk with Coach Woodbury. I have to imagine he might be saying, hey, get ready to duck. Those softballs have come flying in thus far. 2 on and 1 down here for the freshman Alexander. Kyra Narum in the on-deck circle. So barring a double play, the Mustangs will bat around in the first inning. And that first pitch to Alexander comes in for ball 1. That one going to be a ground ball over towards Carlson. Carlson caught Haugen there in a pickle. Looks like she'll tag out Haugen. There's your second out of the inning. That one will go down as...
Up next, the pitcher, Kyra Narum.
As the runner will be tagged out Haugen. We'll keep runners on first and second, however, here for the Mustangs with 2 down for Narum. Narum 1 for 1 with a single in this ball game. She got things started off quickly. And that one high, a nice snag right there by Hillman to prevent that from passing by and putting both runners in scoring position. And the count is 1-0. The 1-0 to Narum is chopped on and missed. The runners will advance on the passed ball, so now runners on second and third. One and 1 the count here to the leadoff. Fontaine's pitch is hit hard but foul. That one pulled per usual down the line by Narum. As I mentioned in a previous broadcast, Narum a dead pull hitter with a lot of power, especially from that leadoff spot. A lot of times she'll make solid contact but just have it on the wrong side of that white line. That was one of them, so I'll make the count 2-2. Or 1-2, excuse me. Now 2-2, so I guess I'm a psychic. As that one was low and outside the strike zone. That wind that I was talking about earlier starting to pick up here again, as you can maybe hear on our mic and see the backstop and that netting blowing around a little bit, maybe some dirt. Narum pulls that one down the line. That one will be fair. Sailor will score, and Alexander going to score as well. Narum sliding into second, and she's safe. Kyra Narum with the 2-run double, and it's 7-2. The Mustangs continue their hot first inning. So a single and now a double here in the first inning for Kyra Narum.
Next up, first baseman Lexie Bird.
Bring on Lexie Bird, who's 1 for 1 with a single. Looks like Narum will have a courtesy runner come in for her again. I have to imagine they did the courtesy runner thinking she wouldn't be up again. But it's been that kind of inning for the Mustangs, as Burke will swing and a miss for strike 1. 0-1 the count with 1 on now. I'll get that fixed. And that one going to be chopped over the head of Fontaine and not quite able to be picked by Carlson. Narum will head home and score. And it's yet another run for Cheyenne. 8-2 your score
next
now.
Up, third baseman Maddie Bucher.
Maddie Bucher up next. Bucher at 0 for 0 with a walk. She was actually hit by a pitch, I believe. She'll look to do some more damage here with 2 down and 1 on. That pitch taken low for ball 1.
Go, Maddie.
Here's the 1-0 as that one is going to be hit towards short. Carlson knocking it down, fired over to first. Close play, but they got her. There's your 3rd out of the inning. So that will end a equally, if not more wild, bottom of the first inning in this ball game as the Mustangs tack home 8 runs. It's an impressive work from their bats as they make up the lead and then some. 8-2 your score here on Magnitude Sports. The Mustangs with a 6-run lead over the Knights thanks to 5 hits and 1 error. We're going to be right back with the top of the second, see if the Knights can answer back right after this quick word from your sponsors.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Cheyenne High School here on the softball diamond where the Root Sandstorm is playing. It kind of feels like we're in a sandstorm right now. At least I have to imagine that's how the players would feel. That wind blowing that dirt and dust all around the place is maybe not seeing quite the greatest shot of it right now, but I know certainly in a few at-bats earlier, there was a lot of dirt being kicked up here around the sand lot. Sadie Hillman will lead things off here for the Knights as she'll look to kickstart a impressive answer here from Grand Forks Central here in the top of the second. Hillman the catcher, and she takes that one inside for ball 1. Well, we saw 3 players get hit by a pitch in the bottom of the first for the Mustangs. So maybe Grand Forks Central thinking, hey, that's certainly a way to get on base right there, but of course they don't have too much control over that as that one will be taken low for ball 2. So Hillman's worked herself into a nice hitter's count to start things off as Narum has now thrown 21 pitches unofficially, 9 balls and 12 strikes. About an even distribution, more or less, between those 2 pitches. That one's going to be popped up, and it looks to be playable for Hogan out and right. Hogan makes the catch. There's out number 1.
Up next, the first baseman, Madeline Stangle.
Madeline Stangle will be due up next. Stangle, the first baseman. She'll see her first plate appearance of the game, batting in the number 9 spot. Tibelius, the leadoff, in the on-deck circle, and Ramsey Petron in the hole should they get to her. First pitch from Narum on the way, and that one going to be taken for strike 1 as gets away from Rolstead, but not going to matter a whole lot as there's no one on right now. Here's the 0-1. That one will be taken in the dirt for a ball to the ranctious roar of the dugout of Grand Forks Central. "27 minutes into this ball game now unofficially. As we're at 5:51 local time. It was a long first inning, but when you see the scoring, you'd understand why. Stangle fouls that one off to make it a 1-2 count. But as I always like to say, usually when talking about a season, but I'll say it here in the scheme of this game too, it's a marathon, not a sprint. 7 innings, most likely, of toe-to-toe action. Anything can happen in any given one of those frames. That one popped up towards Rolstead. Rolstead couldn't quite make the catch. It was a tough play to make, and she nearly got it. So I'll just drop as a foul ball and keep the count at 1-2. Narum's pitch is high to even the count. One down and the base is empty for Stangle. Has had herself a nice little battle with Narum in this at-bat. And that battle not done quite yet as it's fouled straight back. Now the 3rd foul ball of this at-bat. That one hit hard and over the head of Burke. That'll drop as a base hit. Maddie Stangle singling on a 2-2 count right there. Nice at-bat from Stangle.
Now batting the third baseman.
That'll give the Knights their first base runner of the inning. I'll bring up Tibelius as well, who's 0 for 1 and reached on an error her first time up. Tibelius, the leadoff, will settle in with 1 down and 1 on. And that one chopped over towards Bucher with a chance for redemption. Over to second, over to first for the double play, and they can't quite get it. But they will get the lead runner and out number 2.
Now batting the right fielder, Ramsey Petron.
As they nearly get a turning of the 2. I'll bring up Ramsey Petron, who's 1 for 1. She doubled her first time up. She's up with 2 down and 1 on. And the count 0-1. A 1 from Narum, caught on and missed for strike 2. Taking out for second is Tibelius, and she's in safely. So a nice 2-out stolen bag right there for Morgan Tibelius. That puts her in scoring position. However, it's an 0-2 count for Petron and the Knights. Narum will look to end the inning with this pitch right here. And she might. Charging in is Cease, and Cease can't quite make the play. Rounding third and heading home is Tibelius. It's a 2-out, 1-run single for Ramsey Petrone. And it's 8-3. The Knights cutting into that Mustang lead.
Now batting number 10, Brooklyn Ramsey.
Brooklyn Ramsey due up next. Ramsey 1 for 1 with a single in this ball game. She digs in with 2 down and 1 on.
You okay?
Now hit number 6 for the Knights. So they have more hits than the Mustangs, albeit an extra inning to work with. That might be hit number 7 as it carries over towards the wall and off the wall. Extra bases here for Ramsey, and rounding third and heading home is Petrone. Petrone going to be safe at the plate. So 1-run double for Ramsey. And now the Knights starting to score a little bit more here as they have 2 in the first and now 2 in the second.
Next,
it's
number
8-4, and they've got the
Carlson.
lead to half. Carlson will settle in with a runner on second and 2 down. Carlson 0 for 1 with a flyout. And she might line out right here, and she won't. Hogan can't quite put the squeeze on it. Ramsey will score. Over to third goes Carlson, and Carlson's in standing up. So yet another run here for the, not the Mustangs, excuse me, the Knights. And it's 5-8, just a 3-run game.
Center fielder, Haley Giroux.
Haley Giroux up next. Giroux 1 for 1 with a single. She's got Carlson on third. That one fouled straight back for strike 1. Narum fires on an 0-1. That one fouled off for strike 2. 0-2 hole for Giroux here, and she'll try and burrow her way out of it. I guess you burrow into a hole, but she will dig her way out of it. At least that's what her intention is. 0-2 from Narum. That one popped up high and foul. To imagine this would be another one of those big at-bats right here with the runner at third. The Knights will look to maybe squeeze one more run out of this inning. Pitch on the way, and it's fouled off and caught for strike 3. So knock it in as a K for Narum. That'll be her first strikeout of the game, and that'll do it for the second inning, at least the top of the second inning for the Knights, and it was a productive one as they cut into this lead. 3 runs here in the second. They've got 8 hits on the game now. 5-8 your score here on Magnitude Sports. Just a 3-run ball game. Due up for the Mustangs, Geisler, Cease, and Anderson. We'll bring you those at-bats and maybe some more right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Magnitude Sports. 8-5 your score. The Mustangs leading the Knights. It's a 3-run ball game, and it's been a high-scoring one thus far. Kate Geisler will step in to lead things off for Cheyenne here in the bottom of the second. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The first pitch comes in for a ball, 1-0 the count. One taken outside for a ball, 2-0. Geisler with a hitter's count to lead things off. It's Geisler, then Cease, then Anderson. Part of that heart of the order for the Mustangs that I was talking about earlier that's due up. And that one taken for a ball, 3-0 the count to Geisler. One pitch away from a walk. And that one taken for ball 4, so Geisler will take her base on 4 pitches. Puts a runner on first, no down for Caitlin Cease.
Up next, number 6, Caitlin Cease.
0 for 0 in this game as well. And says that she walked, but I believe it was a walk where she walked down to first after getting hit by the softball. It was 1 of 3. Depending on how you look at it, lucky or unlucky Mustangs in the first inning. Sure, in EDC, I'm sure that's a trade that they'd gladly make. That first pitch is swung on a missed for strike 1. Fontaine's second pitch on the way. That one is scorched over towards left field, and it's caught by Aspen Thompson for the first out of the inning. So a bit of an unlucky break right there. That one was hit on a rope, but straight into the glove of Thompson. And what, had it been placed maybe a few feet in a different direction, would have been potentially extra bases. Instead, it's out number 1. That'll bring up Anderson, who's 0 for 1, reaching on a fielder's choice. Taking off with the pitches, Geisler. Geisler will slide in safely. Geisler will reach second on a stolen base. Almost looks like they tried to pitch her out right there as that pitch came in high. But it's not going to matter as she'll swipe the bag, and that'll put her on second. 1-0 the count to Anderson. Anderson hits that one down the line but foul. That'll even up the count. That's one where it was pretty much on the line but just rolling the other way. Hard to believe, especially with the wind blowing towards the first baseline. You'd think that it would blow it fair, but you just never know. 1-1 count to Anderson, and that one gonna be hit, and that will drop into the gap for a base hit. Heading over to third is Geisler. She's safe. Runners now on the corners as Zaria Anderson hits a single.
Now batting number 14, Morgan Haugen.
Morgan Haugen due up next with runners on first and third. Haugen 1 for 1 with a double in this ball game. She was one of the many Mustangs with big hits in the first inning. And a hit right here would certainly be another big one with a runner, the runner Geisler at third. Oh, so close to scoring. Taking off for second is Anderson on the pitch, and she's in there safely. So some good base running here by Cheyenne in the second inning. That's now the second straight runner to take off with the pitch and take second. 1-0 count to boot here for Haugen. And she'll offer at that one for strike 1, evening the count. Now 40 minutes into this ball game as we're here in the bottom of the second. Been a long but eventful and exciting one thus far. I don't think, at least from a neutral perspective, anyone complaining right now. 8-5 your score here in the bottom of the second. That pitch coming in high for a ball, 2-1. That one will also be taken for a ball. So hitters count to Hogan at 3-1. First base open for a walk to potentially load them with Kayla Sailor, on deck. The 3-1. Taken for ball 4, and going home is Geisler. Geisler going to get in safely. So they won't load the bases with the walk as Geisler heads on home.
Up next,
that's an extra run for the Mustangs. Now it's 9-5. Just like an office job. Sailor 0 for 0, reaching on a walk, and she'll hit that one hard towards Carlson at short. Trying to turn 2, close play, and they can't quite get her.
Now batting number 7, Mckenna Alexander.
So it'll be 2 down now here for Mckenna Alexander. Runners on first and second. That one going to be popped up high. That one drifting in over the wall. It's gone. 3-run shot for Mckenna Alexander and the Mustangs with 3 more runs and a shot in the arm. 12-5 your score. Mckenna Alexander to dead center, and it's the freshman who takes them deep, and it's a 7-run ball game. So Alexander 0 for 1, reaching on a fielder's choice prior to that, but fielder didn't have much of a choice right there as they just watched it go over the fence. Big time 3-run home run, and Mustangs punching back. Looks like we have a stoppage in play here as well. Looks like there'll be a meeting in the circle. Don't know if that's the end of the evening for Fontaine. And it looks like no,
next for the
at least for the moment not. Fontaine will still be in the circle. So the top of the order due up now here with Kyra Narum. Narum 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Base is empty after that home run. Narum takes the first pitch for strike 1. You know, 1 caught on and missed for strike 2. Narum in an 0-2 hole. 1 pitch away from ending the inning is Fontaine. Here's the 0-2. That one fouled off. Narum will stay alive. Fontaine got her on swings, dropped third strike, but the throw over to first, and that'll end the inning. So a strikeout to get the third out as Narum goes down on strikes. She's now 2 for 3 on the game. But it's 4 more runs here for the Mustangs, 3 of them coming on the home run from Mckenna Alexander. That'll do it for the first 2 innings here from Cheyenne High School. 12-5 your score. The Mustangs leading the Knights here in the first round of EDC softball. We'll be right back with the top of the third. Pokerbeck, Fontaine, and Hillman due up next for the Knights right after this.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. what impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
All right, we'll get things started here with Jillian Pokerbeck to start off the top of the third for the Knights as they now trail by 7 after trailing only by 3. It's a big inning for the Mustangs, and this could be a start of a big inning for the Knights as Pokerbeck hits that one into the gap, and she's thinking extra bases. She'll hold up on second, and the first pitch she sees, excuse me, she turns into a double.
Reagan Fontaine.
She sells by the seashore. That's sort of how I felt saying that. And she hits doubles to put Pokerbeck on second with no outs. Reagan Fontaine, the pitcher, up next. 0 for 1 with the fly out. That ball flies out of play for strike 1. One from Narum on the way. That one chopped over towards short. Alexander checks second, fires over to third, and now breaking for third is Pokerbeck. And they can't quite get the tag on her. Nearly a double play. Pokerbeck sliding in safely on a bang-bang play. So they'll trade the out for 18, advancing Sadie the runner in one spot. I'll bring up Sadie Hillman. Hillman 0 for 1 with a flyout. She's got Pokerbeck at third with one down. And that one scorched through the hole, base hit, and that'll score Pokerbeck. 1-run single for Sadie Hillman, and it's 6-12.
Up next, number 16, Madeline Stangle.
Madeline Stangle due up next. She brings up the bottom of the order here, the first baseman for the Knights. 1 for 1 with a single. Runs just keep on coming. 18 combined runs here through not even 3.5 innings, or not even 3 full innings yet. Not even 2.5 innings, I guess. Math is hard sometimes. Taking off with the pitch is Hillman, and she'll slide in safely at second base. So maybe taking a play out of the Mustangs playbook right there as Hillman takes off with the first pitch. She's in safely with the stolen base, and it's also the first pitch in for a strike. 0-1 here to Stangle. Stangle offers at that one, fouls it off down the line to make it an 0-2 count. Sun's starting to come out here. Might want to cue up the Beatles as it's been a off and on either cloudy or sunny, and then sometimes it's muggy and hot, sometimes it's windy. But here comes the sun as we have a nice evening of softball. That one just missing on the outside part of the zone. I should say missing the outside part of the zone. 1-2 the count. Narum's 1-2 is hit right towards Bucher. There's your second out of the inning. One of those plays
now batting number 6, Morgan.
You don't have to move a whole lot as a fielder to make that catch, but when it's hit right at you, it's certainly testing just how on your toes you are. That's why those coaches will preach athletic stance. And they get the out right there. Here's Tibelius. Tibelius fouls that one off. She's 0 for 2. Reached on an error and then a fielder's choice. So she's reached base twice, but does her batting average no favors. And it's an 0-1 count here to the leadoff. That one taken for strike 2, excuse me. 0-2 count to Tibelius. 2 down and Hillman the runner at second. Narum got her swinging strike 3. That'll do it for the top of the third inning as Narum strikes her out. As we head towards the bottom of the third inning, 1 run comes across for the Knights as they have it cut to a 6-run lead. It's 6-12 here on Magnitude Sports. Burke, Bucher, and Geisler due up for the Mustangs right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Magnitude Sports. Bottom of the third, Lexie Bird due up for the Mustangs. And for those of you that might have not caught it, we actually recently sat down and talked with Lexie Bird in our most recent College Commits episode. If you haven't tuned into that, feel free to check that out. Learn about our college plans and something about deep-fried alligator. Interested myself to learn maybe a little bit about that, but that can be found on our YouTube as well as our website, I believe, College Commits Lexie Bird edition. And it'll be an at-bat Lexie Bird edition as she'll settle in for trip number 3 to the plate. First 2 have been successful for her as she's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And she'll look to kickstart this inning off with yet another base hit for the Mustangs, who find themselves leading by 6 in the bottom of the third of round 1 of EDC softball. It's postseason time here on Magnitude.
Leading off the third inning for the Mustangs, number 8, Lexie Bird.
Fontaine will settle back into the circle for inning number 3 of pitching. She got the start for the Knights, and she'll look to maybe make another trip or 2 around the order here. One of the thorns in Fontaine's side, Lexie Burke settling in, and Burke pops that one up. That can be an easy first out, and it is. Ramsey makes the catch, 1 up, 1 down.
Up next, number 15, Maddie Bucher.
So a good start for Fontaine and the Knights as they get the first out on 1 pitch. That'll bring up Maddie Bucher, who's 0 for 1. She reached base on an hit by pitch, and then she grounded out her last time up down that third base line. Bucher chops that one. It's going to be a fair ball and a tough play for the catcher. Firing over to first and got her for the second out of the inning. Nice play by Sadie Hillman to Madeline Stangle.
Up next, number 4, Kate Geisler.
I'll bring up Kate Geisler. Geisler will settle in with 2 down. Geisler 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk in this one. And she smokes that one. Frozen rope going through the hole. Base hit. Geisler will reach base for the second time today. This one on an...
Up next, number 6, Caitlin
necessarily
Cease.
maybe opposite field. I suppose opposite field because the infield is a field too. But she goes the other way for a single. That'll put her on first with 2 down for Cease. Cease 0 for 1 with a walk and then flew out her last time up. Flying out to Aspen Thompson. That was that one where Thompson was in a perfect spot. Geisler taking off for second, and she'll slide in safely. So yet another bag swiped there. Of course, for those of you scorekeepers at home, maybe not 100% certain that I could say it's officially a stolen base. There's always a fine line between stolen base or just reaching on a passed ball, but either way, Geisler runs and takes second base. That makes things maybe a little bit easier for Cease to try and drive in a run. She takes that pitch for a ball. 2-0 the count. Fontaine fires, and that one swung out and missed. 2-1 the count now as she gets a swinging strike of Cease. That pitch taken outside for a ball. 3-1 the count. After retiring the first two, Geisler on second now. After a single and then advancing a second. Now Cease potentially walk right here. Instead, she'll hit that one past the shortstop, Carlson, who goes down. Can't quite make the play. Trying to stretch it for two. It's going to be a close play, and she's sliding in safe. Cease safe at second. That'll score a run.
Now batting number 16,
will drive in Kate
Anderson.
Geisler for run number 13 for the Mustangs. Back to a 7-run ball game as Zaria Anderson will settle in. She's 1 for 2 with a fielder's choice that she reached on her first time and then singled her second time up. Pitch to Anderson is taken for ball one. And a very healthy lead by Cease over at second. Can see her take a few steps off the bag eventually. At least it was a nice secondary lead as looks like she's about ready to take off with the pitch right there, but ends up pulling back. Pitch comes in for a strike to even up the count at 1 apiece. To imagine maybe trying to bait a throw over, but Fontaine and Hillman having none of that right now. That one outside for a ball, 2-1. That one chopped. It's going to be a tough play for Carlson, and she can't quite grab it. Rounding third and heading home is Cease, and she's safe at the plate. Heading over to second and sliding in safely is Anderson, and it's another run for the Mustangs. 6-14 now your score.
Now batting number 14, Morgan Hogan.
Morgan Hogan due up next as that'll score yet another run. 8-run lead here for Cheyenne as we're in the bottom of the third inning. Hogan 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. That one tipped foul for strike one. That one you could just barely hear catch the bat, and the umpire raising his arms just to make sure everyone's on the same page right there. That's big because Anderson couldn't take off. But it will still result in an 0-1 count. Now 1-1 as that one's taken outside. That one ripped up the middle through the hole, base hit. Heading home is Anderson, and Anderson slides in. Safe! The umpire says that she's safe, and that's another run. She had the slide between the catcher and the bat. I have to imagine it might have been a bit of a painful journey there, but it's one that she'll definitely make and take.
Kayla Sailor.
That makes it a 9-run ball game. Kayla Sailor due up next. Sailor over one. She walked and then reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. She's got Hogan at second. And it's a bit of a two-out rally here for the Mustangs. First two batters went down, but since then, been nothing but hits. You might want to knock on wood if you're a Cheyenne fan. That first pitch taken for ball one. In fact, now 11 hits to be precise for the Mustangs. The 1-0, that one is chopped foul. Now just over an hour into this ball game, an hour and 1 minute, according to the timer here on this scoreboard. It's been a good hour and 1 minute here of softball. 1-1 pitch is swung and a missed for strike two. Sailor now in a 1-2 hole, and she'll look to avoid being the third out of the inning. Hogan, I have to imagine, might be off with the pitch right here. Maybe not actually at second. Tough to tell, and that is why I'm not a coach, as that one is taken for a ball to even up the count, and had Hogan been off with the pitch, most likely would have been out. 2-2 with two down and a runner on second. Fontaine. Couldn't quite, no, she did get her. Late call for the umpire, but that's strike three as she got her looking. That ends the inning right there, and so after 3 innings of softball, your score here on Magnitude Sports, 15-6. I'll change that really quickly. It's a 9-run ball game here for the Mustangs as they tack home 3 in the bottom of the third. We've had a high-scoring affair, runs scored in every inning. Let's see if that continues as we head towards the top of the fourth. Ramsey Petro and Brooklyn Ramsey and Paige Carlson due up for the Knights right after this quick word from your sponsor on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
You simply click and order. We decorate and deliver. GoPromo is the area's premier provider for easy-to-use online team stores with screen-printed, embroidered, and promotional products. From your computer screen to the bleachers, and from the boardroom to the field, just go promo. Visit justgopromo.com.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Magnitude Sports. Kyron Ham getting ready for the first pitch of the fourth inning. Bottom of the fourth inning. I'm all over the place. Yes, the first pitch of the fourth inning. Over on the pitch in girls soccer. Update from JV girls soccer for Cheyenne. Cheyenne leading 2-0 with 10:21 left to play. That update coming not too long ago. So as of about 8 minutes ago, Cheyenne leading 2-0 in the JV soccer game with 10:21 remaining. Nam's first pitch is taken for a ball. And of course, the varsity action of that game can be found on Magnitude Sports. That opening kick scheduled to be at 7 o'clock. Of course, the West Fargo Derby. West Fargo versus Cheyenne. 7 o'clock, big girls varsity soccer matchup. That one found on Magnitude Sports at 7 o'clock. Mike Mason going to be on the call for that one. That one should be a good one. We've got a good one on our hands right here as the count now 1-1 to Ramsey Petrone. That one going to be chopped over towards short, and a bad hop right there for Alexander. That'll go down as a base hit. Petrone will be now 3 for 3 on the game. She's swinging the bat well. That's a good start for her and the Knights.
Ramsey.
Brooklyn Ramsey up next, and she's also been swinging it well. She's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. And it's really been this part of the lineup right here for Grand Forks Central that has done most of the damage. See a lot of players 2 for 2, 1 for 2. They've reached base a lot and done damage when they have reached base. That one hit hard up the middle, another base hit. So Ramsey will join Petrone in the 3 for 3 club as she now has 2 singles and a double.
Up next, number 2, Paige Carlson.
2 on and no out here for Paige Carlson, who's 1 for 2 with the flyout and then tripled her last time up. And at least in the hits column, the Knights will take the lead back. They now have 12 hits as opposed to the Mustangs 11. That pitch inside, and it looks like it got her, and it did. So Carlson will take her base. And that will load the bases here for Haley Giroux.
Now batting number 1, Haley Giroux.
Giroux 1 for 2. She singled and then struck out her last time up. She's got a chance to put a twist on this game right here. Maybe catapult the Knights back into this one. She's got the bases loaded with no down. That one's going to be hit and drop into the gap for a base hit. That might be extra bases, and that should be multiple runs. Looks to be maybe 3 as Carlson rounding third, and Carlson heads home. It's a bases clearing double for Haley Giroux. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Knights as they now make it 15-9. 3 runs on 1 swing of the bat. Jillian Pokerbeck due up next. She's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles as we have a conversation out on the circle with the Mustangs. Naram Woodbury in the infield talking things over. Looks like we also have a final score update here from the JV soccer game. Mustangs taking home the victory 2-0 or 2-0 as they say in soccer over the Packers. So a big time win for the Mustangs JV squad. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, a big varsity matchup between the Mustangs and the Packers taking place in about 30 minutes from now on Magnitude Sports. If you're looking for that one, you can feel free to check out that one. That one will be starting at 7 o'clock. But of course,
now pitching,
don't want to miss what's going on over here either, as it looks like we'll have a new pitcher, and it will be Lexie Bird who will come in and pitch for the Mustangs, as she'll come in for relief for Naram. So Naram's evening is done as the Knights get her for 9 runs. And Burke, who forms that 1-2 punch for Cheyenne, will come in and look to finish this game off here in the 4th inning. It'll be, should this game go the full 7 innings, about a 50-50 split as far as innings thrown between these two. She'll face Pokerbeck with 1 on and 0 outs, and Pokerbeck, not someone you want to face right now, as she's got 2 extra base hits, both of them doubles for the Knights. Those 2 of 13 hits for Grand Forks Central, and they've done a great job putting bat the ball thus far. They've been in a shootout here with the Mustangs. Looks like we're about ready to get that at-bat underway
now
here.
batting for the Knights, a designated player, Jillian Pokerbeck.
And it looks like not Fontaine, but someone else is on deck. So I'll try and get that changed on my phone, as it looks like Fontaine, the pitcher, her evening might be done as well. First pitch from Burke is inside for a ball. 1-0 to Pokerbeck. That pitch taken for strike 1. Here's the 1-1, and that one taken for a ball. Taken out for third is Giroux. And Haley Giroux getting in safely. She'll head over to third base on the pass ball. 2-1 the count now to Pokerbeck. That one taken inside for a strike to even up the count. Two from Burke, and she got her swinging for strike 3. Big first out of the inning for Lexie Bird and the Mustangs, and she retires Pokerbeck on strikes. So it'll be Macy Chine who will step in and bat for
number 17, Macy Chine.
Chine hitting for Fontaine. Fontaine, the pitcher, so if you do some detective work, you might imagine that that might be it for Fontaine in the circle, but hard to say for sure. But if I had to make a guess, I'd say that would be the case based off this move right here. Chine's got a runner on third and Giroux. One down. First pitch to Chine is taken for a ball. Chine takes that one for a strike to even up the count. One from Burke on the way, and that one just fouled off for a strike. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That one hit hard towards center field, and the catch is made by Cease. Giroux will hold up at third, and there's your second out of the inning, and that was a big one.
Now batting number 18, Sadie Hillman.
Sadie Hillman due up next as the fate of this fourth inning for the Knights now rests squarely on her shoulders. Hillman 1 for 2 with a flyout and then singled her last time up. And she'll look for more of the latter here, her third trip up to the plate. That one chopped over towards Alexander. Alexander can't quite grab it cleanly. That'll score Giroux. 15-10, just a 5-run game now as the Knights pull back another run.
Now batting number 16, Madeline Stangle.
Madeline Stangle due up next. She's 1 for 2 with the single and then lined out to Maddie Bucher her last time up. That one being the frozen rope right into the mid of the third baseman. She'll settle in with 2 down and Hillman the runner at first. First pitch taken for a strike. Tibelius, the leadoff, is in the on-deck circle should they reach to her. That pitch taken for a ball to even the count. One and one, and that one's outside for a ball. 2-1. That one hit hard, opposite field, over the head of Bucher. That one's gonna drop through for a base hit. Heading to third is Hillman. Hillman around third. Gonna have a play at the plate, and Hillman will beat it out. She scores. Madeline Stangle with a 1-run double. That's another hit and another run. 4-run game as it's now 15-11.
Now batting number 6, Morgan Tibelius.
Morgan Tibelius due up next. Tibelius 0 for 3. Reached on an error, a fielder's choice, and then struck out her last time up. First pitch to Tibelius is popped up weakly and playable, and Geisler makes the snag for the third out of the inning. But it's another big inning as the scoring continues in this ball game. We've seen runs in every inning thus far, this one no exception. Your score here on Magnitude Sports, 11-15, 4-run lead for the Mustangs over the Knights as we head towards the bottom of the fourth. It was a big inning for the Knights, their most productive one. And it's going to be Mckenna Alexander, Kyron Aram, and Lexie Bird due up for the Mustangs right after this message here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
And we're back here on Magnitude Sports. 15-11, Mustangs lead the Knights here in this one. Looks like we have a new arm out in the circle as well for the Knights, as my hunch was correct. It's going to be Jillian Pokerbeck who will be coming in for relief for Reagan Fontaine. Fontaine pitched 4 innings in this ballgame, actually 3 innings as we're in the bottom of the 4th.
Now pitching for the Knights, number 9, Jillian
She's going to face
Pokerbeck.
off against Alexander, and then the top of the order, and Narum and Burke. Those are the 3 due up for the Mustangs. So a nice quick test here for Pokerbeck. In fact, Pokerbeck's first test will be the batter that hit the home run in this ball game. Mckenna Alexander, whose 3-run shot has been more or less the difference in this ball game thus far. It's a 4-run ball game, but 3 of those 4 coming off one swing from Alexander. She's 1 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice, and then hit that home run. And she'll be the leadoff hitter, the freshman shortstop for Cheyenne in the bottom of the 4th of 7. I say 7. You never know based on the way this game has gone. There's always a chance that we see some free softball here. You just never know. Wouldn't that be a great way to start off the EDC softball tournament? Some extra innings, but it's been a great way to start off regardless here, as we've got now a combined 26 runs through 3.5 innings of play. A run scored, at least 1 run scored in every inning thus far. We'll see if that can continue here in the bottom of the 4th. Umpires talking over something with the central coach. They're getting something ironed out, it looks like, and come to a resolution that at least makes all of them happy enough to retake their spots. Of course, it might just be a clarification thing too. You always
now batting number 7,
assume that they're talking
Alexander.
about something, but you just never really know what it is. Of course, we don't have the managers mic'd up out on the diamond. Won't that be something? Now, a few extra stretches for the catcher Hillman as well, and Pokerbeck will get a few extra arm circles in, as now it looks like the umpire talking with Cheyenne coaches. Almost feel like the Jeopardy theme song could be playing right now, as now it looks like some of the players will come in and have conversations of their own. And the infield will as well. Social hour here at West Fargo Cheyenne, as we have a bit of a break in the action. Looks like the break in the action is about to be broken. And umpire about ready to proverbially say play ball. Here's Alexander. And Alexander rips that one into the gap, base hit. Alexander will hold up at first. That's a single for her. She's reached base every trip up to the plate thus far. That brings up the top of the order, Kyra Narum. single, doubled, and then struck out her last time up. She's got a runner on first in Alexander. First pitch to Narum is taken for a ball, and taking off for second is Alexander. She's in there safely and maybe overrunning the bag a little bit too much right there, as a few heart-skipping beats right here from the Cheyenne perspective, but she'll get back safely, and she's now on second. 1-0 the count here to Narum. That one taken high for a ball. Swing and a miss right there for strike one. 2-1 the count. Two one on the way, and that one taken outside for a ball. No, a strike. Umpire just late with that one right there. Count now even. Pokerbeck couldn't quite get her right there. Count now full. Alexander with another one of those secondary leads. We've seen a fair amount of those in this ball game thus far, and she trots back to second after getting a look. Full count pitch on the way. That one hit, dropping for a base hit, and that will hold up as a single. Narum with her third hit of the game.
Up next, number 8, Lexie Bird.
Runners on the corners now for Lexie Bird.
Go, Lexie!
Burke 2 for 3, singled twice and then flew out her last time up. As I mentioned earlier, feel free to check out our college commits episode on Magnitude Sports. That can be found on our YouTube as well as our website. The first pitch to Burke is taken for strike one. In fact, speaking of college commits, also believe there's an edition of that for the batter that's in the on-deck circle as well, Maddie Bucher. Taking off for second on the pitch is Narum, but it's fouled off. So Narum will head back, and it's now an 0-2 count to Burke. Here's the 0-2. Pokerbeck has that one driven out into the outfield, off the wall. That'll be extra bases. Burke heading over to second, and Narum will hold up at third. It's a one-run double, and yet another run in this ball game as the streak continues.
Up next, number 15, Maddie Bucher.
Here comes Maddie Bucher. Bucher with Narum at third, and Alexander, Bucher pops that one up high. It's playable. And the catch is made right there by Tibelius. There's your first out of the inning.
Now batting number 4, Kate Geisler.
I'll bring up Kate Geisler after the flyout for the first out of the inning. Geisler 1 for 2 with a walk. Struck out and singled. He's got Burke and Narum at second and third. She takes the first pitch for strike one. Burke chops that one over towards first base. Stangle checks the runner at first and can't quite get the throw over in time. Geisler digs it out, beats the throw. Everyone is safe and a run scores. Now a 6-run lead for the Mustangs as they tack home another run. 17-11 your score.
6, Caitlin Cease.
Here's Caitlin Cease with runners on the corners, and Cease takes the first pitch for ball 1, and Geisler takes off for second. That one high for strike number 1. Strike 2, excuse me. 0-2 count to Cease with 1 down. That one hit hard but just foul. Jumping out of the way with that one was Burke, as that one was hurling towards her shins, but she was able to get out of the way of it. We'll keep the count at 0-2 and keep Burke's shins intact. Pokerbeck's 0-2 is in the dirt for a ball, and holding up at third is Burke. Certainly would have been tempting to take off for home right there, but looks like Mustangs had the runners hold up. So it'll stay a 6-run lead here with 1 down. The count now 1-2. Pitch inside for a ball, 2-2. And that one dropping into the zone for strike 3. Got her looking. And some of the Mustangs fans not exactly happy about the call, but Pokerbeck drops it into the zone for strike 3. There's your second out of the inning as she goes down. That'll bring up Anderson with 2 down and 2 on. Pitch number 1 taken for ball 1. As emotions run high here in round 1 of EDC play. That one going to be blooped over towards second base. Ramsey makes the catch. There is your 3rd out of the inning, so that'll do it for the 4th inning, and yet another eventful one as 2 runs come across the board here for the Mustangs. They lead by 6 here on Magnitude Sports. 17-11 your score. We're going to be right back with the top of the 5th inning right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Back in action here on Magnitude Sports, here at Cheyenne High School on the softball diamond. 17-11 your score. The Mustangs leading the Knights in round 1 of EDC softball play. Top of the 5th about to get underway here with Ramsey Petron. She's been red hot, 3 for 3 with a double and 2 singles. And she takes the first pitch for ball 1. Petron, Ramsey, and Carlson, the 3 due up for the Knights, and those have been 3 of the toughest outs here for Central. We'll look to do some more damage as that one taken high for a ball, 2-0. Burke out for inning number 2 of pitching. She's unofficially at 17 pitches with 10 strikes and 7 balls. Pitch number 18 will go down as a strike. Here's a 2-1. That one chopped over towards Alexander at short. Over to first. Bang, bang play. We got one away.
Now batting number 10, Brooklyn Ramsey.
Brooklyn Ramsey up next. She's 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. Deja vu all over again, as that's exactly what I said for the previous batter. We'll see if it's a different result here from Ramsey. And she takes the first pitch for ball 1. From Burke on the way. That one scorched over towards Alexander, and Alexander taking that off the face, it looks like. Trying to stretch it to 2 is Ramsey. Ramsey sliding in, and she's out! Zaria Anderson with the cannon from left field. There's your second out of the inning. How about that? An outfield assist right there.
Up next, number 2, Paige Carlson.
Paige Carlson will settle in with 2 down, and she'll try and salvage something out of this inning for the Knights. First pitch is a ball to Carlson, who's 1 for 2. Flew out, then tripled and walked. That pitch taken for ball 2. On the way, and that one in there for a strike. Burke delivers on a 2-1. That one popped up. It's going to be a tough play for Cease, and she runs over and makes it. There's out number 3. So there's your first inning without any runs scored. Interestingly enough, as we are now over an hour and 30 into this game, as well as 4.5 innings into this game. That'll do it for the top half of the 5th inning. No runs coming across right there, so your score holds 11-17. Mustangs with the 6-run lead. They'll look to protect it. They've got Hogan, Sailor, and Alexander due up. We'll be right back with that action right after this.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Magnitude Sports. 6-run game here, 17-11 the lead as we head towards the bottom of the 5th inning here for the Mustangs. 6-run lead, and it's worth noting that in EDC the 10-run rule still applies here, so should the Mustangs get 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th
inning, number 14,
that would do it for
Hogan.
this ball game. But regardless, the Mustangs built themselves a nice little lead right here. And they'll look to, at the very least, protect it here with Hogan, who's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and a walk, sandwiched in between those 2 doubles. First pitch taken outside for ball 1. Pokerbeck back in the circle for another inning of relief. She came in the 3rd inning, if I recall correctly, and has worked through the Cheyenne lineup since then. That one grounded by Hogan. Over towards Carlson. There's your first out of the inning. 6-3 ground out to start things off in the bottom of the 5th.
Next, number 21, Kayla Sailor.
Kayla Sailor due up next. Sailor 0 for 2 with a walk, reached on a fielder's choice, and then struck out her last time up. She'll face Pokerbeck for the first time in this ball game, as person who Pokerbeck faced first is in the on-deck circle, Mckenna Alexander. First pitch here to Sailor is taken for a ball, 1-0. Second pitch, not quite a check swing, but she held up on her swing. Goes down as a strike either way, 1-1 the count. Pokerbeck fires on a 1-1, and that one catching the zone for strike 2. Now a pitcher's count here to Sailor. One, 2 on the way. Inside for a ball. Sailor will stay alive and even the count. Some more clouds starting to roll in as well. As mentioned earlier, how topsy-turvy the weather had been. No signs of rain on the forecast, as forecast calls for an out right there. Going down on the ground is Tibelius, who snags it for out number 2.
Up next, number 7, Mckenna Alexander.
2 down for Mckenna Alexander, who's 2 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice, homered, and then singled. Now, as I was saying earlier, you just feel like a storm has got to be brewing with the weather the way it's been recently. There's some stuff on the radar, but it looks to be to the north of us, so we should be safe. That first pitch is to the north of the strike zone for ball 1. As soon as I say that, I click play on the radar, and it looks like, well, first we'll let this play out. It's grounded over towards Tibelius, and a nice job knocking it down and grabbing it by Stangle. There's your 3rd out of the inning. So, yes, used up all these scoring innings thus far, as now he's have back-to-back scoreless half innings. No runs scored in the 5th inning here between either team, as the scoreline will hold 17-11, a 6-run lead here for the Mustangs as we head towards the top of the 6th inning for the Knights. Due up for the Knights is going to be Haley Giroux, Jillian Pokerbeck, and Macy Chine. We'll bring you those at-bats right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because this, it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Leading off the 6th inning, number 1, Haley Giroux.
Welcome back to a dark and ominous looking West Fargo, North Dakota. I checked the radar, looking to see, you can see those dark clouds out there. Those certainly are storm/rain clouds, but they look to be just missing us. Perm might not be so lucky, however. Also not so lucky is Haley Giroux. Smoked like Texas barbecue right over towards Maddie Bucher. There's your 1st out of the inning.
Up next, number 9,
goodness.
Jillian Pokerbeck.
1 down for Jillian Pokerbeck, and that's now the 2nd line shot that has been snagged by Bucher out at 3rd, and a nice snag right there by Burke for the 2nd out of the inning. 1-3 ground out right
Now
there. Both
8,
balls being
Reagan
hit
Buck.
hard in this inning. Burke with 2 pitches. We'll see just maybe if we can see history right here. I won't say what for the sake of a jinx, but we'll know pretty soon. I'll say that. We'll know pretty soon if it happens or not. And it doesn't, as first pitch is swung on a miss for strike 1. Didn't quite get to see a 3-pitch inning, but certainly wasn't without trying there, as looks like that's actually Fontaine back batting for Chine. Fontaine cutting and missing for strike 2. Burke with an 0-2 count to Fontaine, who was the starter for the Knights. And she got her. Strike 3. Warp speed inning right there. That'll do it for the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's a quick as you like 1, 2, 3. And the top of the order due up for the Mustangs. It's Narum, Burke, and Bucher. Those three will look to maybe add on to the runs scored here and get a little insurance as we head towards the bottom of the 6th inning. Crunch time here in round 1 of EDC play. We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Leading off the 6th inning, number 3, Kyron Girl.
Alrighty, we welcome you to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kyron Aram going to be leading things off for the Mustangs. She's 3 for 4, singled, doubled, struck out, and singled. That's been the breakdown of her at the plate thus far today. She'll face off against Jillian Pokerbeck for her 2nd time in this game. Mustangs leading 17-11 here on Magnitude Sports. Mustangs the number 3 seed, Knights the number 6. And that one going to be hit hard towards short. Carlson making the play on it for the first out of the inning. So now 3 for 5 for Narum.
Now batting number 8, Lexie Bird.
I'll bring up Lexie Bird with 1 down. Burke 3 for 4 with 2 singles, flew out and then doubled their last time up. And she hits that one down the line towards Stangle for the 2nd out of the inning. And we're having a similarly quick bottom of the 6th that we did in the first.
15,
top of the 6th, I should say. First half of the inning. That'll bring up Maddie Bucher, who, once again, give us a chance at history right here. I say history. I've actually seen a 3-pitch inning on Magnitude before, but not in softball. And that will rule out the chance of that right there as Bucher takes the first pitch for strike 1. She's 0 for 3. She walked, grounded out twice, and then flew out. Of course, some of those Central Knights will say, well, that's payback for taking away a few hits from us. Count now even after that pitch taken for a ball. Even count to Bucher with 2 down. The base is empty. The count now uneven at 2-1. Pokerbeck fires to Bucher. That one high for ball 3. Hitters count here for Maddie Bucher with Kate Geisler on deck. Here's the 3-1. And got her swinging right there for strike 2. Count now full at 3-2 and a payoff pitch upcoming from Pokerbeck, who will look to end the inning and turn it over to the bats of the Knights for one final gasp. 3-2. And that's taken for ball 4. Bucher to walk. Geisler will settle in with 2 down and 1 on. First pitch on the way, and it's taken for a ball outside. No, a strike. I stand corrected. That is why I'm not an umpire. 0-1 to Geisler, and that one is fouled off. So now an 0-2 hole for Kate Geisler, who will look to keep this inning alive as scoring has died down a little bit. A run scored in each of the first 4 innings, but nothing but goose eggs since then. 0-2 count. Geisler looking to change that. It's popped up high, drifting foul, and can't quite make the play. That was Ramsey Petrone, who got on her horse, but not quite a fast enough horse as it dropped foul. Fortunately, Seabiscuit was not available today in right field. Here's the 0-2, and that one is checked the swing just a little bit. Not quite a full-on check swing, but it was a good decision from Geisler as it's taken for a ball outside. One, two, and that one just tipped foul. Geisler stays alive. Pokerbeck looking to finish her off, and she won't right there as that one just missing the zone. Count now even to Geisler. Here's the 2-2. That one hit hard, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Bucher heading over to third. She'll slide in safely. Geisler to second, and it's a 2-out, 1-on double.
Now batting, number 6, Caitlin Cease.
So Geisler stayed alive in the at-bat for a long time, and now the Mustangs will stay alive in the inning thanks to Geisler. Caitlin Cease up next, who's 1 for 3. Walked, flew out, doubled, and then struck out. She's got 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch to her is taken for ball 1. .1-0 on the way, and that one will be taken to even up the count. .1-1, and got a swing and a miss right there from Cease for strike 2. 1 strike away from ending the inning is Pokerbeck. And she won't right there as that one's fouled off. Now it's Cease's turn to stay alive as the count remains at 1-2. 2 down, 2 on in the bottom of the 6th. Another 1-2 on the way. That one outside for a ball to even the count. All even, and another hit batter. This time it's Cease that gets plunked. Bases loaded for Zaria Anderson.
Now batting number 16, Zaria Anderson.
And boy, if you really want to think big, if you're the Mustangs, a grand slam right here would end the ball game. It's a 6-run game, bases loaded. Wouldn't that be a way to send off the Mustangs, as that one is hit hard, and a nice diving stop by Ramsey. That'll end the inning. Well, boy, if the Knights come back and tie this thing up, remember that play right there, Brooklyn Ramsey with a web gem over at second base to get the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to do it for the 6th inning, as that will take us towards the top of the 7th. Due up is going to be Sadie Hillman, Madeline Stangle, and Morgan Tibelius. As no runs come across, we've had 2 straight full scoreless innings as I continue to trip over my words. But we'll be right back with the top of the 7th and most likely final inning here on Magnitude Sports right after this.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Catcher Sadie Hillman.
Alrighty, here we go. Crunch time here at West Fargo Cheyenne here on the softball diamond. Sadie Hillman leading things off for the Knights, and if you're Lexie Bird, the mission is simple. 3 outs away from victory and moving on, and that one popped up, and Anderson can't quite make the diving catch. So good start for Grand Forks Central. First batter reaches on a single. I'll bring up Madeline Stangle, who's 2 for 3, singled, line drive, line out, and then a double her last time up. She's got a runner on first with no down. First pitch is taken outside for ball 1. Taking out for second is Hillman, and she's in safely. That puts a runner on second for Stangle. And they count 1-0. Pitch on the way, offered at for strike 1. Count now even. Stangle, and then top of the order due up after that, and Tibelius and Petrone. Those hitters have been doing damage thus far in this ball game. That one outside for a ball, 2-1. This is probably about the exact spot that Central would want to be up in a time like this. Runner on second, then Petrone, who has had a great game herself. And hitters count at now 3-1. If they can get some runners on for the top and the heart of their order, you just never know. We've seen crazier things happen in the world of sport. Could be ripe ingredients for a rally here. Here's the 3-1 from Burke. And that's a big swing and a miss right there to fill up the count at 3-2. Burke got Stangle to whiff on that one, and now a payoff pitch upcoming. And it's taken outside, ball 4. Big time walk from Stangle. That puts runners on first and second. Here's Tibelius, who's 0 for 4. Reached on an error, then a fielder's choice. Struck out and then flew out. The leadoff third baseman will look to notch her first hit of the game right here in an opportune time. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. That one is popped up. It might be playable. Anderson can't quite get there in time. 0-2 count now to Tibelius. Big time pitch up coming from Burke. And it hit her. Tibelius will take her base, and the bases are loaded for Ramsey Petrone. How about that? In what has maybe been the story of the game, batters getting hit by pitches. None have come in a bigger spot than that one, and the bases are loaded for a hitter that's been 3 for 4. Petrone has doubled, singled twice, and then grounded out her last time up. And Petrone hits this one towards the outfield. Anderson heading back and can't quite make the catch. One run will score as Hillman comes in. Stangle will come in as well, and rounding third and heading home is Tibelius, and it's a bases clearing double for Ramsey Petrone. Here we go. We have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Ramsey.
Brooklyn Ramsey 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double. She lined out and she's got a runner on second. 3-run ball game. Burke's pitch is fouled straight back for strike 1. We just knew the way that these offenses had been clicking throughout the game. It was not going to go down without a fight. And the Knights trying to do the unthinkable. That pitch taken for a ball, even count. They've sort of hung around the whole time, and now they're maybe waiting for one final burst. I said it was a marathon and not a sprint. They're on their final turn right now. That one scorched over towards Alexander. Can Alexander get the runner at third? They say she's safe. Petrone safe at third. Ramsey safe at first. Runners on the corners. Not done yet. Paige Carlson will settle into the batter's box now. She's 1 for 3. Flew out, tripled, walked, and then flew out again. And she represents the tying run. Umpires having a quick conversation over by the third base foul line. Not sure exactly what they're talking about, saying maybe you want to go to Randy's University Diner after this or something. And they're going to say that she's safe.
Now batting number 2, Paige Carlson.
So I guess they weren't talking about omelets. They're talking about whether or not she was safe, which probably makes more sense. Of course, no instant replay here. So they just have to rely on what's in their minds, and they say that the runner is safe. Runners on the corners for Carlson with no down. Carlson shows bunt, and it's a beautiful bunt. Burke fires over to first, and it gets past Narum. Petrone gonna head home. And Ramsey gonna be caught in a pickle. Ramsey slides in, Ramsey is safe. Over to second goes Carlson, and she's safe. It's a 1-run game. Oh my goodness gracious. We may be seeing a team rise from the dead right here. It's a 1-run game. The Knights down 16-17. They've still got 3 outs to play with. This will give me a chance to sort of unpack everything that happened on that play right there. As the runners score and Carlson heads to second. Haley Giroux up next. She's 2 for 4 with a single and a double. Also struck out and flew out.
Up next, number 1, Haley Giroux.
And she represents the go-ahead run for the Knights. At bat of the ball game right here, Burke versus Giroux. Carlson the runner at second. Pitch on the way, swung and a miss for strike 1. Five runs without an out here for the Knights in the top of the 7th. They said it would be their final gasp, and they haven't finished gasping yet. Big strike 2 there from Burke. It's an 0-2 count. Cheyenne could desperately use out number 1 right here. Burke got her swinging for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 9.
Drew goes down on strikes. It's 1 down for Jillian Pokerbeck. Pokerbeck 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, then struck out and grounded out. Burke's first pitch, low in the dirt for a ball. Rolstead checks the runner at second, opts against throwing. Carlson representing the tying run at second base. They've got 2 outs to bring her home. Bunt shown right there, and it's going to be called, I believe, a strike. In a weird way, that might be good news for Central, as Carlson took off for third, and she'll be able to stay there as no contact was made. It's a 1-1 count. Runner now at third. Pokerbeck maybe just needing to hit one hard to bring her home, and she won't right there, as that's a swinging strike for strike 2. One-two on the way from Burke. Pokerbeck drops into the outfield, heading home, and it's a tie game. Paige Carlson knocks it up at 17 all, and it's a 6-run top of the 7th for the Knights. You said you needed to hit one hard to tie it up, and that's exactly what Pokerbeck did.
Up next, Reagan Fontaine.
She'll head over to first on the single, and that'll bring up Reagan Fontaine. Pokerbeck representing the go-ahead run at first. 1 down for Fontaine. Fontaine tries to lay down the bunt. It's fouled off for strike 1. The starting pitcher for this game shows bunt and pulls back for strike 2. The throw over to second, and safe! And then out. So the umpire with a change of heart, and now incredulous is the Grand Forks Central coach. There's your second out of the inning, as Pokerbeck is caught stealing. And now they'll tag her officially. And so it looked like the umpire at first ruled her safe and then out. And then Pokerbeck went off the bag, and then they tagged her again. Pokerbeck still standing at second. Now umpire having a word with one of the coaches of Central. And in a game where emotions have flown high from both sides, in a moment like this, this could be a defining call right here from the boys in blue. Will she be safe at second, or is it out number 2?
It's out number 2.
Well, you have to imagine they are going to rule her out. So caught stealing. What a play right there to get the second out of the inning. Now with 2 down, the bases are empty. Oh, 0-1 to Fontaine, who now represents the go-ahead run as she stands in the batter's box. Or 1-1 to Fontaine, excuse me. Fontaine fouls that one off for strike 2. Burke on a 1-2. Got her swinging, strike 3. That ends the inning. Lexie Burke strikes her out to end the top of the 7th, but what a top of the 7th it was for the Knights, as they have risen from the ashes to tie things up here on Magnitude Sports. 17 all as we head towards the bottom of the 7th inning. Someone with a chance to be a hero here for the Mustangs. It's Hogan, Sailor, and Alexander due up for Cheyenne as we head towards the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be right back with potentially a winner right after this.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Bottom of the 7th coming up here, 17-17. Postseason softball. Hogan, Sailor, Alexander, the 3-2 up. One of them has a chance to be a Mustang legend. These are the kind of moments that you dream about playing as a kid in the yard or in the sandlot, whatever you so please. And we may have a chance for a walk-off winner right here. Hogan digging in. She's 2 for 3 with a double, a walk, a double, and then a ground out. And the senior outfielder in what will be her final EDC pops up the first one foul. 0-1. Pokerbeck out in the circle for yet another inning of pitching as she'll face her tallest task yet. Get a shutout in this inning and keep the game going. 0-1 on the way. That one popped up foul for strike 2. Now over 2 hours of gameplay here, but certainly doesn't feel like it. They say time flies when you're having fun, and this game has been an instant classic to say the least. Here's the 0-2. Outside for a ball. 1-2 now to Hogan, who's already walked once in this game. She has an uphill battle if she wants to do that again. And she'll foul that one off to stay alive. Pokerbeck on a 1-2. Outside to even the count. And check swing taken for ball 3. The count is now full at 3-2. Payoff pitch upcoming from Pokerbeck, and a big one at that. That one fouled off, so just increase the heart rates just a little bit more here as the tension continuing to rise. Payoff pitch number 2 upcoming. And for either team, the question is, will the sequel be better than the original? Pokerbeck has it fouled off. So of course it has to be a trilogy. Pitch number 9 of this at-bat upcoming. And it's ball 4. Hogan takes her base. She'll head to first. And a good start for the Mustangs. Sailor up next.
Kayla Sailor.
0 for 3, walked fielder's choice, then struck out and flew out. No at-bat bigger than this one right here for the senior. Runner taking off for second as Sailor tries to lay down the bunt. It's fouled off for strike 1. You have to imagine Haugen will try and break for second again.
And she does, as that one is fouled off for strike 2. So an 0-2 hole here for Kayla Sailor. As Hogan, the runner at first, and she's been running a lot from first over towards second. We'll see if she's off at the pitch yet again here. Pokerbeck. Hit her! Runners now on first and second as Sailor takes her base after being hit by a pitch. And there's another. You cannot make this up. I believe is now the 5th Mustang to be hit by a pitch here in this ball game. Looks like coach is gonna come out and have a talk with the infield as well. See if that's it for Pokerbeck, as she's put 2 on with no down for Mckenna Alexander. And Mustangs sitting pretty with Alexander, and then the top of the order, and Narum and Burke due up, and they've got 3 outs to play with, and they just need 1 run to move on.
Now batting number 7, Mckenna Alexander.
Pokerbeck will stay in the game, and she'll face off Alexander for the 3rd time here. First 2 times against Alexander, she singled, and then she grounded out her last time up. And she fouls off the first pitch. Here's the 0-1. Alexander hits that one down the line, but foul. Strike 2. Oh, 0-2 hole here for the number 9 hitter, and she'll look to maybe put one in play, at the very least advance the runners. Certainly can afford to do that with 0 outs. Big pitch up coming from Pokerbeck. And it's chopped over towards third base. They fire over to third to try and get the lead runner, and they say that she's safe. Safe at third is the call. They say that she was off the bag, and the bases are loaded. Bases loaded for Kyra Narum.
Batting number 3, Kyra Narum.
0 outs and 1 run away from victory. First pitch taken for a strike 1. Oh, and 1. Narum wins it. Mustangs are moving on as Kyra Narum will do a victory lap as all the runners are coming in. Kyra Narum will walk off, and she's the hero here for the Mustangs tonight as she empties the bases and they mob her down the third base line. The Mustangs survive an improbable rally, and they go on to win officially 20-17, your final score here on Magnitude Sports. What a way to start off EDC softball, and what a win for the Mustangs in round 1. 30 combined runs. I think they now change it to 18-17, but the other 2 would have scored regardless. How about that? We have ourselves a final here on Magnitude Sports. Your final score, 18-17 officially. The Mustangs taking home a 1-run victory here on their home diamond over the Grand Forks Central Knights. We're going to wrap things up here on Magnitude Sports right after this quick message. Bring you a post-game show. What a game here today. Once again, your final score, 18-17. Mustangs beat the Knights. We'll be right back with your post-game show.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because this, it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Alrighty, welcome back here one final time to Cheyenne High School, the site of an amazing game between the Mustangs and the Knights. Mustangs walk it off with a 18-17 victory over Grand Forks Central. Kyron Aram, the hero, with a walk-off single with the bases loaded. Wrapping things up one final time here. Once again, 18-17 your final score. The Mustangs will move on here in EDC, the number 3 seed, toppling the number 6 seed. Your player of the game going to go to Kyron Aram as well. Aram with the walk-off single. That was one of her 3 RBI on the game. She had 3 singles as well as 1 double. Those coming in 6 plate appearances. Also was the starting pitcher for the Mustangs. She went 3 innings in that one, gave up 8 runs and struck out 2. Kyron Aram, the hero for tonight and your player of the game. Wrapping things up here on Magnitude Sports. Can feel free to check us out online at msportsnet.com. You can also feel free to check out our social media platforms, our YouTube. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications to stay up to date on any time we go live. It's going to be spot to find highlights as well as live game broadcasts, and live game broadcasts can be found on our Facebook Live as well, Instagram and Twitter for other sorts of miscellaneous updates as well. Taking a look ahead at our schedule, it's getting to be a nice time of year here for Magnitude Sports with some postseason and late season action here. We just wrapped up the Grand Forks Central Cheyenne softball game going on Magnitude on our other station right now. Cheyenne versus West Fargo in girls soccer. That one a big time matchup. That one can be found on Magnitude Sports. Thursday, May 27th, Barnesville versus Ottertail Central in baseball, and Cheyenne versus Shanley in girls soccer. And Saturday, May 29th, if you missed it last week, we made our debut for the Dakota Fusion FC. We've got a doubleheader for them, the women's and the men's teams, at 5 and 7 respectively, going to be taking on Maplebrook SC and the Sioux Falls Thunder. And then Saturday, June 5th, a bit of a break in the action there. Dakota Fusion FC versus LC Aris FC. Is it LC Aris or LC Ire FC? Tough to say, I know can be pronounced that way in different languages, but tough to say for sure. Sunday, June 6th, we'll bring you a graduation commencement ceremony at Breckenridge. And Monday, June 7th and June 8th, ND Softball All-Stars will have the games and the skills competition. It's a nice little time here on Magnitude Sports. A lot of great stuff coming up. And if you want to check out our broadcast on demand, just click on the archive library under On Demand on our website. Click Watch to the next game or event that you want to see, and the broadcast will start playing on your laptop. You can also order these games on DVD if you look for the Order DVD tab. The most recent games are at the top. You can scroll all the way to the bottom and filter by sport or event as well. Makes it a little bit easier for you. Also, feel free to check out our news page. Just click on the stories button on our website for any stories that you might have missed. Scores, player interviews, game recaps, highlight, and any other content can be found under the stories button on Magnitude Sports. That does it here from Cheyenne High School. Once again, one final time here. Your final score, 18-17. Mustangs with a thrilling walk-off victory in round 1 of EDC over the Grand Forks Central Knights. That does it here from Magnitude Sports. For Eric Tiongson, hope you all have a great night. Hope to see you all again soon. Have a good one.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD.